Welcome back to the Fundamentals Podcast, where we talk all things related to sports. It's good to see y'all again. Hope y'all happy to see me. I know it's been a little bit since I put anything out on YouTube in terms of a full episode. It's probably been a couple weeks. This episode, Adrian was going to be on. We were going to talk about. First of all, let me give y'all a backstory, right? Me and Adrian been friends since 10th grade, right? He's always been a 49ers fan. I've always been a Ram fan. And anybody that knows anything about the NFL knows that they're rivals, right? Um, we're gonna record another episode. We're gonna try to get another episode in this week with him on it. I have, first of all, I gotta rep. And you know what? Nobody ever sees behind me, but I am a real Rams fan. I am a real Rams fan. Like, I'm really about the Rams. All right. So let me make that clear. But what we were gonna do is, I don't know if y'all remember, but a few episodes back, I went over the Rams schedule, wins and losses, and it was for fun. I did say that after preseason, I would do another review on the Rams, just the Rams because that's my team. Maybe the 49ers if Adrian wants to do that prior to the season, but after preseason, prior to week one. But right now, I have the 49ers schedule and what I think. Now, I will tell you, I am a realist, so I'm not gonna go out just because that as a rival, go out and be like they're gonna suck, right? Because realistically, I mean they have a solid team, so I'm not gonna go out and do that. I'm gonna be honest. Now, when I did the review for the Rams, I did say that the 49ers would split. I don't know which I can't remember which game I picked for us to win, but I'm gonna say we're gonna win that home game. But I'm gonna get into this schedule. First, real quick, um, I did today. I watched USA play Australia, and USA just barely won that game. It got really close. USA was up big, but it got really close. I don't think that's anything to worry about. Um, I still think USA is obviously the favorite, but there are some strong teams uh, that can challenge France, Spain, Canada. Uh, so there are some strong teams that can give USA a run for their money in the men's basketball. Um, the Jalen Brunson taking less money to I think it opened up 37 million in cap space. He's faced a little bit of criticism from some people saying like take the money. This could mess up things for other teams because other owners would be like, well, he could have made $115 million more or 120, whatever it was, whatever the number was. It was like 100+ million more he could have made next year. But he made the choice to take less money to possibly open up things for other players on his team. I'm not mad at it. We had the conversation on an episode, might have been the last episode me and Adrian did. My memory is terrible with that. I put the content out, I release it, and it is what it is from there. So, I mean, for the most part, I remember it. I just don't always remember when or what episode. But we talked about players willing to make the sacrifice to open up things for other players on the team, or possibly even opening up, a spot to add one more piece. I don't know how much 37 million extra helps the New York Knicks, but Obviously, obviously Jalen Bronson, you know, he took less money, so that's his thing. I ain't mad at it. There's some people that are, it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like if that's how he feels about it, in terms of it hurting the league for superstars of the future and hurting how other players get paid. Hey man, we can't be criticizing a man for wanting to do what he feels is better for his team. That's how I feel about it. All right, NFL is. I mean, we're gonna see some football on TV real soon here. Uh, the preseason. I know we had the XFL. That was fun. I don't know who else enjoys the XFL. I I I don't see a lot of people talk about it, but I do believe that the XFL is some great stuff going on in the XFL. I would love to see it grow. I follow the St. Louis Battlehawks. That's my team in the XFL, and yeah, I would love to see that grow. So yeah, we did have some football this spring, part of the summer. NFL is coming back, man, and I'm excited. I'm ready. Um, you know, I think I think the biggest thing for me in terms of this season, what I would like to see from my team, and I think I've talked about this, continue that balance. I think, God willing, Cooper Cup stays healthy. And I think with that, with Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua, and a solid running game, Matthew Stafford staying healthy, I think our offensive line did a really good, like a lot of growth last year. Um, I I am curious how the defense is, but we did a hell of a job in the draft. So I'm excited to see the rookies that we picked up. I have really high hopes. Like my hopes are higher going into this season than last season, and obviously, I mean, like realistically, we exceeded everyone's expectations. Like we exceeded everybody's expectations. All the critics, all of that, we exceeded. And I think we could go further this year. Like I think if we continue to focus and build off of last year, I think we're solid. I think we can do the same things and better this year. All right. Well, let's get into and I'm not gonna because I would like to do this with Adrian. So I'm gonna make this quick. Um in my picks. There's some things that I'm gonna like really dive into. But for the most part, I would kind of like to make this quick. Okay, here is the 49ers schedule. There it is. All right. So I'm not gonna mess with the preseason games. I don't care about those. I'm not messing with those. Week one, September 9th versus the Jets. Now, that's gonna be um, that's gonna be a really interesting game. That's gonna be a really interesting game. That's a primetime game. I know. I I I, I know it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers back. We're gonna see him for the first time since the first 4 seconds of last year. Um, you know, we'll see him, and I don't know what that's going to look like with the Jets. To be honest with you, but I I'm going to go to 49ers in that game. I'm going to go to 49ers in that game because uh, they're at home. But I do think maybe there's some rust being knocked off from some starters. So I'm not expecting like a dominant game. but I'm expecting a W against the Jets. The next game is a gimme game. They play the Patriots. They'll win that game. Okay. Then on then after that they'll play Kansas City. And that one's no. Wrong. I'm wrong. Second game they have the Vikings. Week 2 they play the Vikings. September 15th. They'll play the Vikings. That's a gimme game for sure. They'll win that game. They're at the Vikings. They'll still win that game. Week 3, they have the Rams. All right. And we win that game. We win that game 24-21. We're at home. Rams beat the 49ers. So Niners are starting out 2-1. All right. First 3 games. Then they bounce back with a gimme game against the Patriots. So they'll be 3-1. They're at home again. They'll play the Cardinals. Okay. 5-1. All right. Now, this is a trap. Week 6 is a trap, and I'm gonna tell you why it's a trap. They're gonna play Seattle. All right. And if you follow the NFC West and that division and how things pan out, like Seattle is against, like when we play Seattle, they're usually not trap games. Like we find a way to like beat them even when they are playing good. Like we you know what I mean? But this is a trap game for the 49ers. I'm gonna pick Seattle. Like right now, how I feel, I'm gonna pick Seattle. All right. I'm gonna go. I don't have a score, but I got Seattle in that game, and that is I believe that's a primetime game. So I don't know why, but obviously they feel like it should be an interesting game. So Seattle, I'm picking Seattle in that game. Then they play Kansas City, and that's a repeat of the Super Bowl. All right. They play Kansas City week 7, October 20th. I got Kansas City in that game. So that's 2. That'll be 2 in a row that they lose. So they'll lose to Seattle. They'll lose to Kansas City. They'll bounce back against Dallas. Dallas plays in San Francisco. They're gonna beat Dallas, right? They're gonna beat Dallas. I don't that and this is look. I live in Texas, so I've had to deal with Cowboy fans. And honestly, let's be realistic. There's more Cowboy fans across the nation than any other fan. I'm just being real about that. Problem is with Cowboy fans is they're really delusional, right? Like every year they're going to win the Super Bowl. We haven't seen one in well over 20 years. It's been almost 30. So yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's not the team that I don't like. I think it's the unruly fans. And to all my Cowboy fans out there, I'm just kidding with y'all. I'm for real, but I'm kidding. Like I have a lot of friends that are Cowboy fans. So they beat the Cowboys though. I'm not just saying that because I don't like the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys. They got a bye week 9. They got a bye week. They played the Bucks. They'll win that game. They're coming out of a bye. They play in Tampa. I believe they'll win that game. They will play Seattle again, week 11. They'll win that game. That'll be a game that they beat. They'll beat Seattle that game. Then they play at Green Bay. Now, this game, I believe, is going to be a sneaky good game. All right. The questions we have about, is Green Bay legit? Is Jordan Love legit? Was last year a fluke? Can they repeat that? I think those are all questions that people are really curious about with Green Bay. If they're anything like they were last year, this is a sneaky good game against the 49ers, and they're at Lambeau. So, I don't know what to pick, guys. I really don't. But I'm gonna go San Fran. I think San Fran edges this one out. I think it's and keep in mind this game is in November. We'll know what the weather is going to be like at Lambeau, so it might be a run fest. Who knows? It might be some snow already. If it's a run fest, I got San Fran. The reason is because a healthy Christian McCaffrey and a healthy Debo Samuel together is dangerous for any team in the league. So if that's what they decide to lean on, they win that game. So I'm gonna pick San Fran. They play Buffalo at Buffalo, another one where inclement weather is a factor. I don't know. This one's another sneaky one. I'm gonna pick Buffalo. Buffalo squeaks this one out. And keep in mind, this is given that both teams are healthy. So Buffalo squeaks this one out. They play the Bears back at home in San Fran. They win that game. And they play the Rams week 15. They might get us on that one. I'm going to pick them on that one. I know it sounds crazy, but again, I'm a realist. And we do our damage to them in the postseason. So, they play at Miami week 16. I think they win that game. All right. Now, then they play at Detroit. Here's the thing. This game is December 30th. I think Detroit it's not a runaway thing with Detroit in that division because Green Bay is in that division. If Green Bay is anything like they were last year, Detroit may not be sitting super comfortable. But let's say they are, right? And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they might be sitting kind of comfortable. Maybe they're, maybe a loss doesn't hurt them too bad. I don't know. I'm gonna pick the 49ers against Detroit Lions. And then week 18 at Arizona, time and all of that information to be determined. But I'm gonna go out on I'm not going out on a limb. I'm gonna easily say that they'll beat Arizona. So that's what I have it. That's what I got, guys. I think that this division is going to have the Los Angeles Rams and San Francisco sitting at the top. We'll be competing back and forth for first place. I think Seattle will be decent. I think they'll be decent, and Arizona will be at the bottom of the barrel again. I'm sorry if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, but I'm just being realistic. So that's what I got, man. That is the schedule, and that's what I got, man. So if y'all need to hear it again, week 1 Jets, week 2 Vikings, week 3 Rams, week 4 Patriots, week 5 Cardinals, week 6 Seattle Seahawks, week 7 Kansas City Chiefs, week 8 Cowboys, week 9 is a bye, week 10 versus the Bucks, week 11 Seahawks again, week 12 Green Bay, week 13 at Buffalo. I heard they don't even make good buffalo wings. Week 14 the Bears, week 15 the Rams, week 16 the Dolphins, week 17 the Lions, week 18 the Cardinals. So there you have it. That's what I have for the Rams. This episode was not very long. I didn't want to draw it out too long. I just wanted to give a quick would you say, like an assessment, like maybe an analysis, I don't know, maybe a quick breakdown of the 49ers schedule, sorry. The 49ers 2024 season schedule. And pick what I want. Eventually, I don't honestly, I'm probably not going to get to all the teams before the season starts. So I'm going to stick with the teams in the NFC West because that is the division that I represent. So I'm going to rock with those teams. I'm just saying it now. Now, if you're a fan of a certain team and you want me to do your team, I'll do your team. But I'm no professional at this. I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan. Hence the name, the Fundamentals. So that said, I appreciate you checking it out, the episode. If you've continued to watch the show all the way through, please be sure if you have TikTok, go check my TikTok out. Like and subscribe the YouTube page. Go like and add me as a friend on the TikTok. All right. And the more y'all like, the more, y'all spread the love, the more content I can put out if it's something that you enjoy. So thank you again for listening. It's the Fundamentals. Peace.